Well, hello there, and welcome to another Dyrus vlog. Today is Tuesday, April 22, 2014. I haven't made a video in a while, and I've been asked to do a vlog about solo queue. And usually we do like team vlogs, but we've been all been busy lately. So moving on. For solo queue right now, hold on, let me bring up the champions list. Um, I guess we'll start with top lane. So far, our champions in solo queue, it seems that Ryze, Jax, and then after that, Aurelia or Renekton seems to be really strong top lane. There's also the champions such as Tryndamere, which are all solo queue oriented, like Riven, Tryndamere, even Nasus. You can carry with Nasus if you get to that late game. Um, there's a couple other notables such as Shen and Singed because if you don't play top lane that much, like for example, if you don't know how to make use of like getting really fed and carrying later on, there's also other champions that get really tanky, such as Shen or Shyvana or Singed. You get really tanky and you just become that, you just play the role of top lane, that one tank that their AD can't really kill as long as you get farm and you don't get ganked too much. Those are also solid champions. Just because I say these champions are the ones that I would probably pick, doesn't mean that other heroes like Zac or Wukong or Rengar aren't viable top and solo queue. You can always play those champions. It's just some will be more annoying than others, depending on how you play them and how you set them up. Um, Not only champions in solo queue that are important, but getting the correct runes. Um, Right now, when I look for my runes, I usually go to op.gg, which shows the Korean server to see what they're using. And if you don't like their runes, there's also probuilds.net. And if not that, then you can look up guides from wherever you want. Um, so runes and masteries are also a big part. It's like pretty much half the game, honestly, when it comes to preparation. Like, you're not going to be doing as well if you have not so optimal runes, which is what I usually have half the time. Um, Doing everything you can to prepare. Preparing mentally for solo queue is a big thing. That's why a lot of streamers, if they go on a big loss streak and they turn off their stream, it's because they don't want to lose more elo. They're on tilt whether they like it or not. Um, I mean, some people don't go on tilt, but when you naturally lose a game, even if you don't feel like you're on tilt, like you're gonna sometimes play worse if you don't concentrate and give it your all because you're either upset over a mistake that happened or a loss that happened or, you know, stuff happens in solo queue. Um, that's mostly it for top lane. I guess for mid lane, I haven't played a lot of mid lane lately in solo queue. I've just been playing top because I've been getting it every time, luckily. There's champions like Ziggs that just provide wave clear, and there's also Kale. Right now, Kale, if you can play Kale like averagely, her ultimate is pretty game breaking in terms of like, let's say they have LeBlanc or Syndra or something, and you ult that target, and then all that damage is gone. If you get that ult off, you can single-handedly win the like team fight. Also, you shred tanks really, really badly. And you can peel for your AD carry and you still do like a fair amount of damage. Now she isn't really OP, but she's just one of those solo queue champions that are really strong. You can push up, roam, dive. Makes very good use of like the current solo queue meta. And then Ziggs you just wave clear for days. Like there's nothing else other to say it. Have you ever played against a Ziggs in solo queue that died 3 times and still clears the entire wave? People will get annoyed and they'll try to go do Baron, and you can still Dragon or Baron with your ult. This applies to Lux too, but Lux isn't as strong as Ziggs. She's a different kind of Ziggs that doesn't really wave clear that much unless you're really fed. Um, So that's it for Ziggs. The champions you have to watch out for when you play these champions is when you're playing Kale. If they have so much AoE, you need to spread yourself out and tell your team to spread out from the AoE so you can kill ult. Or if you're playing Ziggs, you need to watch out for the assassins such as Zed, LeBlanc. Uh, oh yeah, there's one more champion. Soraka's pretty broken. In terms of solo queue, you can look up Kirby Cakes. That guy only plays Soraka. That's free elo if you've never played it before. If you learned it fast enough. Next role would be jungle. Right now I'm kind of like anything that builds Pharaoh Flare is honestly like strong in the jungle until it gets nerfed. I don't play jungle that much either, so when I do get stuck with the jungle position, like let's say someone calls top or someone took all the other roles and there's no one calling jungle, I don't trust anyone on my team to jungle, then there's champions that are strong in solo queue, such as I feel like Nocturne's okay in solo queue because his ult people don't know what to do. Master Yi, Master Yi is pretty annoying. Um, Kha'Zix is pretty annoying. There's a lot of strong junglers. Honestly, you pick whoever you want and it'd be fine. Like even Fiddle, like in my last, in yes, like oh my God, yesterday I had 3 games against Fiddle and he just camped the shit out of me. And every time Fiddle has ult, he just walks into the lane brush, ults either top or bottom or middle, and that person usually dies because Fiddle is probably one of the most annoying champions you could play against with his CCs and his drain. It's like literally super troll. And then if he gets fed and gets zonias, he just single-handedly carries the game. Tower dives you with zonias, and it's annoying because you can just walk into your lane pressured and then move on to the next one and you can't do shit about it. That's why you need wards or disruption or knockbacks such as Lee, Triss, Gragas, or something that makes you invincible. I don't know, like Lissandra, I don't know, Kale. Moving on to bot lane. Bot lane's my least preferred role in solo queue because I have to interact with one other person, whether it's pings or if I need to tell them they're doing something too dumb. Oh my God, my camera. There we go. Um, fuck. So when I play AD, I don't, I'm not really that great at AD, so I only play Graves most of the time. And if Graves isn't there, there's also Lucian. These are both pretty strong champions that, I mean, they're really solid champions. You can't really go wrong with them, except in solo queue. Graves, his late game is not as good as other ADs, but he has a really strong early mid game, and if you have HP, flat HP seals, it goes with his passive really well. And if you don't main AD anyways, you might as well, like, if you're not gonna get to late game, you might as well be useful early mid, and I don't know, it's just I'm just comfortable with playing him. Um, and then there's support. I don't. The only support I really play is Thresh, and if Thresh is down, I used to play Alistar all the time, but then I realized that I can't really carry that hard on Alistar. So I guess right now I just only play Thresh and Leona, and then there's some other strong supports, whatever you guys like. Or if you can't play the straightforward champions, then you can go for like Janna or Sona or even Karma or Morg, anyone that's ranged. But that's it for what I prefer in solo queue. Another thing to note in solo queue is that when you get in champion select, it's really important to call your role. Honestly, all of this doesn't even matter if your team doesn't get the roles that they want, and if you have like 3 supports or 3 junglers on your team, you're probably gonna have a rough game. So that's why if you're the one of the 3 people that has one role, if you can play another one and you can still carry at it in your division, then that's how you'll gain elo. So if you guys have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. I haven't made a video in a while. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.